So, CD Projekt Red is being sued over the launch of Cyberpunk. It's so bad that they're being sued. You know, this is very reminiscent of that one time when EA got sued over the launch of Battlefield 4 7 years ago. So for better or for worse, this is honestly a trip down memory lane. It's very nostalgic in a way, and in general, it's just a throwback to simpler times. This is also very reminiscent of the launch of Assassin's Creed Unity because of how broken that was, as well as Halo the Master Chief Collection, with the original launch being one of the worst in gaming history. Oh, and we definitely can't forget Fallout 76 and the ongoing travesty that game was, which I feel like is gonna end up being the case for Cyberpunk as well, for at least the next few months, until the PS version finally launches and is available to buy. Like, for some reason, Cyberpunk just has yet to release on PlayStation platforms. It's not in a store. It's like they just forgot to release it for those systems. It's like I've said in previous videos, it's pretty much a Microsoft timed exclusive. Who knows when it'll ever come out to PlayStation, because it has yet to actually be on PlayStation. As far as I'm concerned, that was nothing more than a rumor. I said it before, so I'm just saying it again. But I would say this should be a lesson to game developers and publishers and investors that games take time, especially when upper management is extremely incompetent and has no idea how to properly run a company, where even though the employees themselves and the actual developers are very talented and good at their job, because beyond all the bullshit, this game is truly great, albeit overhyped but great. And even though somehow after 8 years of game development, this game is still not ready, when there's no excuse for it not to be, but it is what it is, so it should have been delayed again, but it wasn't, so again, it is what it is. But thankfully, refunds are a thing, so that's a problem that's sort of solved itself. In a sense, it's not the best solution. This is pretty much a band-aid on a wound that won't stop bleeding. That's the best way to look at Cyberpunk right now. You'd think all this would be a lesson, but it's probably not going to be. We're going to have so many more broken games in the future. If Halo and Battlefield and Assassin's Creed couldn't be lessons years ago, if Fallout couldn't be a lesson 2 years ago, then why would Cyberpunk? Sure, it probably has a hell of a lot more hype than those games ever did, but the way I see it, it's still not going to change a thing. There's still going to be broken launches, there's still going to be pressure to put out games by this point in the year, by this yearly quarter. Publishers are still going to try their greedy fucking practices. Developers are still going to have to deal with the shit from everyone, and the gaming community is going to do its bitching and whining all the while, also having to deal with the bullshit from that game and giving valid criticism as well. This is something that's never going to end. And at least I'm hoping in the case of Cyberpunk, this is a wake-up call for CD Projekt Red and makes them realize, oh shit, we need to do a bit of a restructuring within our company. But it probably won't happen. I'm sure one day the CEO will cover it up as just a minor mishap on our part, but we hear you gamers, we apologize, expect that to be on their next yellow letter to all of us. But regardless, hopefully this can be a good impact on CD either way. Again, I'm not expecting it, but, you know, one can dream. And let's hope that the next game that they make actually turns out in a good state on launch and isn't a broken piece of shit. That would be pretty cool, because next time there's going to be zero excuses. CD Projekt Red's reputation, their good guy persona, which totally wasn't just for the PR. It's because they genuinely cared, guys. Don't worry, okay? They absolutely cared. No doubt 100%. Whatever good PR they had at one point has just flushed down the toilet. It's gone. It's destroyed just like that. It's crumbled. And it goes to show that on top of all the incompetency on the upper management's part, on top of all that, the game in general was just announced way too early. And simping for China like they have certainly hasn't helped that either, so guys, you really need to stop. You need to calm down, you know? You need to relax. You need to do some reevaluation. You need to go for some therapy. You need rehab. You should really go off to rehab and figure the shit out, because clearly you're not in a good mind state. But with a couple years of rehab, maybe one day you'll be in a good mind frame again. But until then, I think it's time to get some help. So moral of the story, no matter how much a game developer crunches, at the end of the day, it just doesn't guarantee a working product. And It's really that simple. So there you go, that's the video. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe for future content coming soon, as well as turn on the notification bell and set it to all notifications, and I'll see you all next time. But until then, I'm out. Later.